So I made a deal with my local tire shop. Autumn is here on the northern hemisphere on Earth, and now is the time when the leaves on the trees are getting this beautiful yellow and red colors before they are preparing to depart from the branches and have done their work during the summer for the trees. So we are facing winter soon here in Scandinavia, and before the winter hits, the change of tires comes like a letter on the post, or maybe nowadays we should say like an alert on a mobile. But we will come back to tires later. A Tesla, as it is an electric car, is by design very quiet, since there is no combustion engine making noise. That helps both the stress level go down for me as a driver and the surrounding gets quieter. Noise in high levels in many ways is dangerous, especially if it gets too high. Hearing losses is a problem for a huge part of the population of the world, and mainly caused by the high noise levels in our society. So this should definitely be an advantage for electric cars, right? Instead, this has been something that has been promoted as a negative thing in the general public, a fear that you cannot hear the car. An artificial noise has been forced onto electric vehicles driving in slow speeds by lawmakers, influenced by a minority of the population, organizations that represent impaired visual people. It is annoying as a hearing person to listen to electric cars with its artificial noise, polluting the surroundings just like a combustion engine car. So it might not hit a blind person sometimes in the future that might not react to a driver that happens to not pay attention, and in the end the blind person anyway might be saved by the automatic braking systems in the car. There is so many if, buts, maybe and perhaps for this law to actually have a value. I have nothing against blind people's right to be able to fend for themselves in life, but I doubt that this will solve any problems. And will it not as a whole make more harm to our society? My Tesla don't have this artificial sound because the law came in place after my car was produced. But the Model 3s that is produced from the autumn of 2019 will have this artificial sound, just so they will comply with the law. Tesla was one of the last manufacturers to implement this kind of sound in their electric cars. So this was my winter tire that I bought with the car. Yes, and the tires is something that is making noise when driving. And since the car is so quiet thanks to the lack of a rumbling combustion engine, you hear a lot of details. And the studded tires that I bought upon my delivery in February makes a lot of noise. And as you can see, those tires have those spikes in them to make the grip on ice even better. But I think this was a mistake by me buying these because first of all I hate with the sound that these spikes are doing. Secondly, studded tires are making a lot of damage to the roads, wiping up small unhealthy particles from the roads. So the lawmakers forbid driving with studded tires on certain roads. And third, the legal time during the year that you can use them is limited, which makes it stressful to find time to change tires in between summer and winter. So I made a deal with my local tire shop, and he will take my old winter tires that was used for 1.5 months and give me some other tires. The noise level in the cabin has been an issue for me, but accordingly to a recent tweet from Elon Musk, the soundproofing in the Model 3 in production from now on has been significantly improved. Okay, so as you can see, I'm not alone that want to change the tire. So, what tire to choose? Here on YouTube I heard about some Chinese brand of tires that have the lowest sound levels on the market. But asking my local tire dealership about these brands, they have never ever heard about them. And the lowest sound level of studless winter tire that this deck team can offer me was the Michelin X-Ice. So I decided to go for them in order to see for myself if the sound level will go down. Was it the right choice going from Nokian hakkapeliitta 9 studded to Michelin X-Ice studless? What do you think? Write your thoughts in the comment section below. I'm curious to know. So we have the new tires on the car. And they are quiet. Let's try to compare the both winter tires in highway speed. I have a highway stretch that I drove with my old tires just after I got the car in March this year. Now in November I drove with the new tires the same stretch so we can compare. Listen. Well, what do you think? What tire was most quiet? To me it felt like the Michelin had the lowest volume. But is it the safest? Only the future will tell.
Well, the other day, it was freezing and ice on the roads, and I was driving my car and hit the brakes, and the car started sliding directly. It was a little bit surprising, and I wonder if not my older tire would have in this moment reacted a little bit better. I have to be very careful now with my new tires when driving and it's icy, and know that these tires might not have the same grip in certain situations, weather situations, and be extra careful so nothing is happening. Another thing is that the Swedish Prime Minister was actually saying the other day that it's so great that electric cars now is growing and growing, and people are buying more and more electric cars. That's great. And if you look into the statistics, you see that this is the Tesla Model 3 that stands for the growth. On the other hand, the Prime Minister in another context said that not everyone afford a Tesla. Okay. But I think this is the problem, that in many people's mind there is like this, that they think that Teslas are astronomically expensive, like the Model S and X, and very few people afford them. And they don't know that the Model 3 is much lower price, and in pair of other little bit more exclusive brands that people that have a little bit more money in their life afford to buy. And especially the Tesla Model 3 Standard Range Plus is really having a good price if you compare with other similar cars. And you can see this also on the social media, that there is a lot of more comments on the internet. People are telling and about their experience about their new cars. On the YouTube you see more and more people posting episodes about their Teslas Model 3. So the competition is getting tougher here on YouTube also. But if you like my channel especially, you can go and join me also on my Facebook page. Go to Facebook and search for My Electric Earth, and there I have a Facebook page where I talk about different things and tell things from my electric life, small stories that maybe is not fitting into an episode, and also I post, of course, when I will publish an episode, and sometimes you will also get exclusive possibility to view my episodes before everyone else on YouTube. But of course, I don't want you to unsubscribe to my channel on YouTube just because you are on Facebook. It's important that you also keep your subscription here on YouTube and have the notification bell alerted, so you will get an alert on YouTube when I post my episodes. Well, that's it for this episode, and until next time, have a great life.